Just a little experiment. Little experiment that I'm personally doing. I've done it for a while. I follow someone, I'm not going to name him. He's from McConnell's team. He's not like a big Trump guy, but he's an operator. And he knows what he's after. You can find someone similar out there. You can figure it out. Then follow somebody on the Democrat side of things. Follow somebody from Schumer's team, ex officio, wherever, fucking McCaskill, whatever. Who gives a shit? One of those losers. Someone who is high up. A Chapo regime in the Democrat mafia. Compare what you get there. You get somebody, I get this guy I follow from Team McConnell. Very interesting. He never fucking shuts up about appellate court appointees, about, recess appointments. He's got his eye on the fucking prize. He's a very, the world is a zero-sum place kind of guy. He's very, ice in his veins. But he's after one thing, and that's even when the game is over numerically, which, it kind of already is. It's preserving this rule and preserving these laws, the ones that the donors are paying for, the thing that will make him rich when he's an old man. You go to the Democrat side, what do you see? Let's normalize masks. Let's normalize masks. Let's normalize masks. Or like, look at Kamala wearing the shoes. Oh, what if we appointed Michelle Obama to fucking ambassador to the UK? Just grab back all over the place. Cultural signifiers. They don't give a shit about any type of permanent rule or planting their flag anywhere. They have the culture. That's where they're going to plant their flag, and go figure with these fucking losers, they'll probably lose that too.
So, the point that I'm driving at is, for any of this to make sense, like any individual justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg would have to have a fealty to in a greater ideological project, and would be able to coordinate with the other institutions, the other actors in this project. And I don't believe that the Democratic coalition, either in 2014 or 2009 or whatever, represented a coherent and coordinated ideological project. Like that's
you're
not to
right.
the degree
you're
that
correct.
the right wing has.
Yeah. They've got stung by Supreme Court justices that they've nominated and hadn't turned out the right way. Like, what's her name? When Bush nominated his family lawyer to the Supreme Court,
Harriet Myers.
Yeah.
Harriet Myers, and they sunk that immediately, not because she was ludicrously unqualified, but because she wasn't a fucking known quantity. She wasn't a sure thing. And they scrapped that, and they got the fucking person that they knew was going to be like the 100% down the line Federalist Society, like turn back the clock in America to the 1840s person. Like that's what they're going for. And like you said, I think you're exactly right. I don't think the liberals on the court or liberals anywhere in this country have any such notion that they're involved in a larger political project. And I think the evidence of that is that what do they like about Ruth Bader Ginsburg? It's that she achieved individually and got to the highest thing, and it's not just what the laws she passed or laws that she stopped from passing. It's that she's there and achieved, and that's why she can stay there until she's 90 fucking years old.
Okay, what is the thing? Why did they call her Notorious RBG? Did they call her that because she overturned things in a notorious way? Did they call her that because she set a bunch of amazing precedents? Because she swayed the court? No, it was her dissents. It's that she lost in style. Isn't that amazing?
And forever, what they're really talking about is something like Roe v. Wade, will the legal right to an abortion be overturned in large parts of the country? I mean, it functionally has already been overturned in large parts of the country through eating away through regulations that they don't really need to overturn it on a state level. It's just there's just one abortion clinic for that serves 100 million people in large swaths of this country. But they don't care because they know for them, their personal rights and privileges are going to be pretty much well preserved. And that all the other hard right-wing decisions that this court is going to hand down, there was a good article the other day about how basically it's just one of the Koch brothers got Kavanaugh across the finish line, and they're going to do the same for Amy Coney Barrett, because what they want to do is create a pre-New Deal sort of Gilded Age regime of labor rights and the untrammeled access of money equaling power in our system of government. Do you think any of these people working for Chuck Schumer give a fuck about that?
No.
They're the beneficiaries of the exact same thing that they're going to do.
There are two payoff systems for people leaving high staffer positions or even just elected office in politics. One lane is lobbyist. You'll work about fucking 20 hours a week and you'll be a fucking millionaire. That is a very common path. I'd say almost every Republican takes that path and a lot of Democrats. But there is one lane that only exists for Democrats, and that is the path of entertainment. You write some fucking abominable script about, like, I don't know, a president who goes on OkCupid, or, you know, you consult for some dog shit show. And you get in that position not by winning, because these lobbyist positions, the Republicans give them out to winners, guys who, even if they lost their election, they put a fucking 24-year-old with an associate's degree on the bench. He's going to rule there for the next 100 years. The Democrats give that to their losers. Here, you know, you lost valiantly. Here, take some of David Geffen's pocket change to write some fucking awful bullshit. We'll also make you a millionaire. But not because we give a shit about how you affected anyone's lives or any victory for our ideological point of view. It's because we celebrate someone who lost in style like you did. We know that you're a good person. That's all that counts. Republicans don't do that.
But I think like the perverse way that the system works is such that like the more power that they cede to Republicans, the more right wing the country gets, despite like it being a vanishingly small group of people in terms of the overall population who wants or believes in any of these things. Like the more purely minoritarian and authoritarian our government gets, the more dire the need to vote for Democrats over all else becomes. So it's like, it really is, they got you totally straitjacketed by this. They got you coming and going here because it's just like the worse the Republicans get, the worse the Democrats are free to be because they're still not the Republicans. And like the more dire the need to vote for them above all else becomes. Like it's always now is not the time. You know, we just need to defeat this X threat in front of us because it represents, you know, such a grotesque abrogation of our rights and, our rights as a democratic citizens in a 21st century country.
You lose so fucking much and so fucking bad, even when you win, that things get so dire and the stakes become so high that you turn to your voters who rightfully don't give a shit about you and go, what the fuck? You're not going to vote for me in the most important election ever? Why is it the most important election ever? What did you do to get us to that point?
You got to vote.
Yeah.
Or else what? The court gets worse?
Vote.
So it becomes a 7-2 court? I don't.
I mean, I guess at this point they have to switch from defending it to attacking it, and now we're going to get it back. That's just how you flip it. Now we got to get it back. We lost it. Now we get it back.
The court is...
Thomas could die.
The court is lost until the unlikely hero, President J.B. Pritzker, the captain of the Third American Republic, brings us to 78 Supreme Court seats, and they're all formerly disbarred Cook County attorneys. Let's go.
But what I mean is like, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care if your rights are going to be taken away from you by this like revanchist right-wing minority. They simply don't give a fuck. If they did give a fuck at all, they would behave differently. They would try to win. They would try to do anything about it. And it's the people who defend them the most are still the ones who are like, the people at fault here are those that have lost faith in the Democratic Party by not voting for Clinton or simply just being critical of her when she was our presidential nominee. And it's just always going to be the case of them. They're never at fucking fault here. And it's you know what? It's just, if you're angry about the situation that you find yourselves in now as a Democrat, we sent you a boat in 2016 and a fucking helicopter in 2020, and you didn't fucking want it. Enjoy drowning with the rest of us. Like that's the allegory that I keep going for here. It's just like any possible a different path that's offered to them, they shit all over it. And the same group of voters that they regard as apparently decisive in every presidential election, well, okay, if they're that important that like the Jill Stein voters are why Donald Trump is president, well then shouldn't you try to like offer them something or get their vote if you need it that badly? Nope, not going to do that. Just keep voting for us.